Hello friends, Jermaine here and welcome to this video. In the previous video, we implemented the gallery edit screen, loading in pre-saved data in our database. In this video, we're going to be implementing the update and the delete scenarios for our gallery. So let's get into it. Let's implement the logic we need for updating our gallery. I'll create an operation annotation for a put request. This will take in a path variable called ID, similar to this one. Let's define our method, and we also want to grab the payload. We'll cast it to a gallery object. Also, we want to make sure to ignore the ID field in the payload because IDs are automatically generated and we can't update that. And then in here, similar to the other methods, we'll create our query object. We'll pass in our context, and we want to use the where method. Then we're going to do a check on the ID of the gallery. We need to check that the ID is equal to our ID that we grabbed from our path parameter. And then we will feed it the updated values from our payload as such. And then all we'll do from here is we'll return response.ok, and we'll do an await. And then on our query object, we'll invoke the update1 method. And that should do for us. In order to get this running, I'll come to our client side and then under services, gallery service. I've noticed we've got an update gallery method here, but then we're using that for our post operation. So I'll rename this to create gallery. And then I'm going to go under pages, gallery new component, and rename that to create. I'll save both of them. And then let's create our update method on our gallery service. We'll call it update gallery. Let's do a brief check on our payload object. So we want to make sure that it has an ID. If it's null, let's just return null. And then let's make our API call. So we'll do do.put. And then we need to pass in the ID from our payload. So we'll do payload.id. Then the data we wish to send will be our payload as a JSON object, and we'll just return our update from the response. So the next thing we need to do is to actually invoke this update gallery method. And to do that, I'm going to come over to the gallery edit component, and in gallery edit, I'll define the update gallery method. So we'll make our call by invoking update gallery on our gallery service. We'll pass in the payload. And then from there, we can just print a success message. Alright, so in order to invoke this in our gallery form directive, we need to listen for the onUpdate event. This gets invoked when the form is submitted. So onUpdate will invoke our update gallery method we defined here, and it passes in the payload gallery so we're able to retrieve it and use it as such. I'll save that. And then let's test this out in the browser. Let's update our first gallery. I'll just put updated here. Let me open the console. Okay, so when I click on save, let's click on save and see what happens. Okay, I need to restart my Aqueduct server because I made changes. So now the server is restarted. Let's clear that and do that again. Okay, there we go, 200. So our call is made, we're able to update our gallery, and here's what is returned from the server. So we've actually made our update in the database. If I go back to the home page, we see that here, my first gallery updated. And also that logs out updated gallery in the console. Alright, so this works. Why don't we display a toast message saying that it was successfully saved? So I'll import our interop file. And once that's imported, I will invoke our toast message. We define our toast options. Let's set our HTML to this message, and then we'll give it some classes. And I'll wrap this in a try catch. So if that's successful, we get success message. If it fails for whatever reason, like it did earlier on, invoke another toast message, and we'll give it class red. And let's fix the indentation. Right, so let's test it out. I select another date, and I hit save changes. Then there we go, got successfully updated gallery, and then it disappears. And then in a scenario where it doesn't work, so we can test it out quickly by, I'll just do a throw here just to test this condition. So if I hit save, then for some reason if it fails, we see this one instead. Alright, let me get rid of that. And then I'll save. In fact, we're not doing anything with results, so I can get rid of that. Just do that. Let's look at the delete flow for our gallery. So I'll come back to our gallery controller on the server side, and then we'll just define a delete operation. That also takes in an ID. I'll create a method called delete gallery, and then we'll extract the ID path variable and cast it to an integer. We'll create our query using the where method, and we're doing a check on the ID that it matches our path variable ID, and then we will invoke the delete method. So I'll save that. I'll reload the server, and then let's come to our gallery service and let's define our delete method. The logic is pretty much the same as this one. So I'll copy that, I'll paste that here, and instead of do.port, we'll do do.delete. We're not sending in any data, and in fact we're not going to be returning any JSON response, so we'll just set it as future, and I can just return the response data. So I'll save that, and then let's come to our gallery edit component. We'll define our delete method, and we also have a try catch block. We'll invoke the delete gallery method on the gallery service. We will show a toast message, and we'll say successfully deleted gallery. And I'll change the class to a blue style, and we'll say blue lighten. If there's an issue deleting, then we'll display this one, and we'll say problem deleting gallery. Please try again. Alright, so in order to invoke this delete gallery, we need to amend our gallery form to emit an onDelete event when that delete button is clicked. So let's go to our gallery form directive and the common gallery form, so our gallery form component. And just as we have a form update control, we essentially need to duplicate this, and then we'll make this our delete. Let's do that. Search, and then I'll define a delete gallery method. But before we go ahead and delete, I will display a confirmation dialog. So we'll say confirm delete. So we can do window.confirm, and we'll say are you sure, and then we'll retrieve the value of that. So if confirm delete is set to true, i.e. if we click OK in the confirm dialog, confirm delete will be set to true. If we click cancel, it will be set to false. So if it's set to true, then we'll go ahead and invoke the delete event. Okay, so what that means for us is we can come to our gallery edit component. Just as we're listening for an onUpdate event, we also need to listen for the onDelete event. And then we'll invoke our delete gallery method. Okay, so let's test this out. Okay, so if I hit delete, get nothing happening, which is because we need to amend our template. So for this button, we will define a click event, and when we click on it, we want to invoke the delete gallery method. So let's try this again. If I hit delete, there we go, we get this confirmation dialog, are you sure? I hit cancel, nothing will happen. If I try again and I hit OK, it goes ahead and makes the request, and the response returns the ID of the item that was deleted in our database. Okay, so it's been deleted so far, but then it's still displayed here in the UI. So why don't we redirect automatically to the home page once it's deleted? In our gallery edit component, let's add Angular's router directives to the list of directives here, which means that we get access to Angular's router object, and then we need to inject that here as well. And then once we have deleted our gallery, we just need to navigate back to our home page. So I'll save that. Let's give that a go. And if I hit delete, if I hit cancel, nothing happens. If I hit OK, then we are redirected to our home page with a toast message showing there. Okay, so that's good. I want to tweak something quickly to demonstrate the problem. I'm going to edit the second gallery updated. And when I save my changes and I come back to the home page, you can see that it's swapped places with this one. Ideally, whenever we update galleries, it should still remain in the same order. The order should not change. And I'll come to my gallery controller, and then in our get galleries operation, after our query object, we want to sort by the gallery's ID, and then the order, we'll do query sort order sending. Restart the server, come to the browser, reload, and hold on, we got a failure. Let's see what's happening. I'll restart the server again. Okay, seems to be fine. So if I'm to update this again, and I save, and I come back to the home page, the order remains the same. Alright, so at this point, we've pretty much got a CRUD style app. The next features we need to look at is around uploading images using this file uploading widget. So that would involve some refactorings on our server side. At the moment, we are passing data to our backend by doing JSON. So if we are looking at our upload thumbnail, we can't send it as a JSON object unless we probably convert it to a base64 on the client and then send it across. That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is changing the payload type or the encryption type of this form into a multi-part form data. So that means the data we enter into this form will be sent across as binary, which means that we're able to send this image file across as binary and handle that on the back end. But that's a problem for another video. In the meantime, let's see what happens when we delete all our pre-existing galleries. Okay, so when there are no galleries, you get this blank section. Why don't we add a message saying no galleries found and then have a link to add a gallery? I'll come back to our code and let's open the home component.dart file. I'll close these other files. So to optimize things a bit, why don't we add a condition here that will check that our list of galleries is not empty. So if our list of galleries is not empty, then we will do this bit. And then secondly, we are going to add a block with a message telling the user to add a new gallery. So let's do that now. So I'll create a div that'll be conditionally rendered. So ng if the loading operation is completed and then our galleries is empty, then we'll render a heading that says no galleries found. And then I'll have a paragraph, and in there'll be an anchor that will tell the user to add a new one. So let's check this out. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It says no galleries found, and when we click add new, it should take us to this screen here. So at the moment it doesn't do anything, so let's add routing to that. Let's import our root paths.dart file, and then we'll define an exports section. So we'll pass in our root paths into this template, and that means over here we can do root or link, and then from our root paths we want the gallery new root path, and we'll make that into a URL. Then I'll save that, and let's go back to the browser. Okay, alright, and we're getting an error in here because I think we're supposed to add routes, and let's import our routes. Oh right, inject our router directives as a dependency for our list of directives, and yeah, that is good. In fact, I don't think we need our routes, so I think we can do without that. So it should look like this. Alright, I'll save that, and when I reload it looks like that. So we get a notification saying no galleries found, and then there's a link to add new. So I'll click that, and then it'll bring me here. And then let's go ahead and add our first gallery as usual. Then when I click create, it brings me here, and now it's added. And if I go ahead and I delete this, and then we see this message. Just to improve the spacing a little bit, let's add a column in our template. So over here I'll do okay, so that looks like that. and we need to offset it to the center, and the class is offset M4. And there we go, we got more space at the top. Alright, so this ends the video here. If you enjoyed it, give this video a thumbs up. If you are not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell notification icon next to the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any updates. If you've got any questions, let me know down in the comments below. Also, consider becoming a patron. That helps support me while I produce this content and also allows me to produce more premium content for you guys. Alright, thank you.